At 1851, we get to tell you many stories of great franchisees and great franchisors. Here's another story of great franchisee and great franchisor full of dreamers. The cool thing about a dreamer when it relates back to a franchisee and to the franchisor is these are typically the brands that get it done. They may grow slow and steady, but they are the ones that win the race. Stories from Buffalo Wings and Rings include those of the dreamer, the car salesman who decided that he wanted to own his own business and open up a Buffalo Wings and Rings, to the CEO who came here with nothing and built a great business. We're fortunate enough to share these stories with you. Take a look. All right, in a world where consumers have unlimited options, you drive down the street and there's a million restaurants you can go to. How are you guys finding a way to stand out locally, and how does the foundation of the brand help from a product standpoint in delivering an experience back to the customer that's valuable to them?
Well, once we get them in, we can keep them with the food, but it's getting them in there the first time. Sponsoring a lot of sports activities, a lot of Little League. Being in the community is the biggest part of them coming in, and once you get them in, then the franchise food and all of that is what sets us apart from everybody else.
When you bought into the franchise, did you expect that much work? Did you have expectations that you open up the doors and magically customers come? What were your expectations when you bought in?
I figured I'd be at the beach every day and flip-flops. But
you're wearing the flip-flops now.
I'm at the beach at a franchise meeting, and I think I've been to the beach probably 10 times in the last 10 years. So it's a little more than what I expected, but it's been good.
So for someone that's out there and they're looking at a franchise opportunity, whether it's this brand or another one, what set up expectations in the beginning for you to whatever your expectations were? What set those, and what would you advise to someone that's looking at a brand for really understanding what they're going to have to put into growing this thing?
First, make sure your wife's okay with it if you're married, because it's very long hours unless you're not the operating partner. If you're just the financial part of it, then it's not so bad. But if you're going to be the operating partner, long hours in the beginning until you can find people. People is the biggest thing. Finding people you can trust and nurture and have them take over what you do, and then that's why you open up more stores, is because they need something more to do.
Okay, so we start with the consumer, but let's circle back over to the people, because in a competitive restaurant world, all of your people, there's targets on their back. For you're a good brand, everybody wants to hire them. How do you keep them engaged, and how are you finding people in this competitive landscape?
In Florida, I try to hire people that have just moved here from other states. To be honest, if they've moved here and they work somewhere else, say Ohio or Michigan or whatever, I try to scoop them up as soon as they come in the doors, because within a couple of weeks, somebody else has already hired them. But I try to look for people that have moved from out of state. It just seems like they have more of a work ethic.
What about expectations around the staff that you have, and opening up your restaurant? Did you expect that staffing a restaurant would be as challenging as it is?
No, not at all. I figured you would have people lined up for a job, but it's not that. You get a select few, and then you get the bad apples. You have to weed out the bad apples, because then they, make the good ones bad. It's very rough, but give more to the ones that help you the most. Don't overlook them.
Well, here's what I love about this story is one, your honesty, and secondly, it's not as easy as some may think, that you just jump into the restaurant industry and it's go. Right, yeah. And I think that's the expectation that needs to be set, that if you're ready to bust your butt at this, then you can have success.
Exactly. I mean, we're on our third store now. It's been 8 years, but we're on our third store, and we started from nothing, so it can happen.
Can happen if you put in the work. We appreciate the story. Thanks for the time.